Just so you're aware, I purchased the MixPre 6, the Zoom F8, and the Zoom F4 all with my own money. So I'm not being sponsored by anyone. No one's paying me to make this episode. These are my own opinions coming from my own biased perspective. So let's get to talking about the features and the relative strengths of each of these. I'm going to talk about the Zoom F4 and the Zoom F8 together. There obviously are some differences. And again, go take a look at the Zoom F4 review if you're interested in what those differences are. I've also got a full review for the Zoom F8. We've also got lots of other videos. All of them are up in this upper right-hand corner with the little I menu. If you hover over that, press that, you'll see a whole bunch of videos I've talked about. So I'm not going to go into depth in terms of getting audio samples for each of these right here. First of all, one thing that's very important to me is powering options. If you're out on a shoot and you're out for, say, somewhere between 4 hours and 12 hours, which is a kind of a typical production day, powering is pretty important. And if you have to change your batteries every hour and a half, that becomes a real problem and a serious annoyance that can also be a costly thing as well. So if you ran out of batteries in the middle of a take and you didn't realize it, that means you have to do a retake. And that can actually get pretty problematic. If you're just working on a passion project and you have all the time in the world, well, maybe not just that big of an issue. But if you're actually getting paid to do a job, that's an issue. And so you need to have a solid powering set of options ready to go. The nice thing about the Zoom F4 and F8 is that they do come with a tray for 8 AA batteries. And I found, depending on how many microphones you're bringing in and what you're recording, that powers the unit from about, I think, generally about 2.5 hours to maybe 3.5 hours. So it depends on what you're doing. So that's nice. But you can also add a variety of different other types of batteries via the 4-pin high-rose input. And this is a really nice professional type of locking connector. I think it's really awesome that Zoom put that on these recorders. And it opens up the possibility of adding all sorts of very high-quality professional-grade batteries from, say, V-mount or Anton Bauer batteries. And if you want something a little smaller, the MP1 style batteries, which are often used with professional audio recorders, you can also use even USB battery banks. And